2023 to 2028. This plan embodies our collective aspirations and vision for the future of Kenya's industrial training. As we embark on this new chapter, it's crucial to reflect upon our previous achievements. Our strategic plan for 2018-2022 was a testament to our unwavering dedication to strengthening Kenya's reskilling, cross-skilling, training, assessments, and certification. Secondly, we increased industrial training levy collections, grew the number of accredited training providers, and updated our curriculum to align with market demands, among other achievements, thereby catering to the dynamic needs of our nation's industrial training landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, NITA's mission fundamentally rests on our dedication to endow Kenya's workforce with competence, quality, relevance, and a competitive advantage. We have navigated in sync with global, regional, and national standards, continually reshaping the industrial skills development horizon. As we celebrate the achievements under our previous plan, we also transparently recognize areas that needed improvement. It is through these challenges that we have gained profound insights, refining our strategies for the coming years. The 2023-2028 strategic plan is carefully designed to steer the authority towards its objectives. Supported by a comprehensive framework, it will guide priority setting, resource allocation, and alignment with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which prioritize 5 pillars: agricultural transformation and inclusive growth, the rejuvenation of the micro, small, and medium enterprise economy, housing and settlement, healthcare and digital superhighway, and creative economy. During its formulation, we emphasized inclusivity, drawing insights from our board, management, NITA staff, and stakeholders through strategic consultations. Ladies and gentlemen, the strategic plan will serve as NITA's guide for the coming years, focusing on 5 key areas: customer satisfaction and inclusivity, sustainability, operational efficiency, shared prosperity, and effective leadership and governance. These identified strategic areas are key in realizing that customer satisfaction and inclusivity is essential for expanding our customer base, enhancing long-term relationships with customers and stakeholders, building a robust brand reputation, and fulfilling the NITA 2023-2028 strategic plan. Sustainability, crucial for the authorities' continued success, ensuring we can keep fulfilling our mission, creating value for stakeholders, and contributing meaningfully to the country. The third area of focus, operational efficiency. This is a dedicated effort to improve operational efficiency to ensure the authority uses its resources effectively to deliver services productively and cost efficiently. Fourth, shared prosperity. By adopting this approach, we aim to foster a more engaged and productive workforce. And lastly, effective leadership and governance. Strong leadership and governance are critical for driving positive outcomes and achieving the authority's goal. These pillars will reinforce our new vision and mission under the strategic plan 2023 to 2028. Our vision being an authority transforming and enhancing competitive skills development for industry in Kenya, and the mission being to enhance skills development, productivity, and employability through effective regulation of demand-driven training at all levels of industry. Further, this strategic plan gives the authority a framework for tracking, assessing, and monitoring performance. As we embark on the implementation of this ambitious plan, we call on all our stakeholders to support the authority in realizing the set goals for the development of a well-skilled workforce. In conclusion, this strategic plan is not merely an outline. It epitomizes our commitment to ensuring the Kenyan workforce is rightfully skilled, promoting competitive skill development for the industry in Kenya. As I conclude, I would like to mention that the management being led by Mr. Aburi and Dr. Ogutu have been very instrumental in developing the strategic plan. The PS, sir, it is now my pleasure to ask and welcome the chairman of NITA, Honorable Adenur, to give us his remarks. Let's give him a hand of applause. I'm very sorry for that. I would like to request FKE to come and give the representative of FKE, who is also our board member, Mr. Obuya, to come and give the remarks from FKE. I'm very sorry for calling the chairman before the director.
Our PS, Mr. Shadrach Mwadime, our chairman, Aden Nunul, the Director General, NITA, the staff and management of NITA, the board members who are present, good morning. My name is Mark Obuya, not FKE. I thought I needed to clarify that. For those ones who know me, they know me as Mark Obuya. I have not recently changed it to FKE. It is a great pleasure for me to be here this morning for the launch of this vital document, the strategic plan for our organization, NITA, for the period 2024-2028. And as a representative of the Federation of Kenya Employers, I would like to congratulate the board, management, and staff of NITA on the occasion of the launch of your strategic plan. We recognize the important role that a strategic plan plays in guiding an organization to achieve its mandate. We also recognize the important role that NITA plays in skills development and the development of capacity for industry. Capacity that plays an important role in fostering economic development for our country. Today's launch is not just about unveiling a document. It's a commitment by the board and the NITA staff. It is setting a course of action on what NITA intends to do in order for it to meet the future skills need of industry and to develop a workforce that is equipped with the skills necessary to be able to take our country into the future. It's a testament of the dedication of the staff, PS, who are before us this morning on delivering on the mandate of NITA. As you implement this strategic plan, we as employers, it will also be important for NITA to cooperate, to collaborate with employers and other stakeholders in order to identify the kind of skills that will be needed in industry in the future. What kind of skills that will be needed in this age of artificial intelligence and also the Internet of Things. The reason why we must do this is to make sure that we as an organization of government are up to date and the skills that we impart on our trainees are skills that will be able and enable them to be able to survive into the future. We will need to tailor our products and our services appropriately to meet the demand of industry in the future. As employers, we are happy to note that the strategic plan has recognized enhancing its training programs to align them with the needs of a modern industry, such as labor immigration, and more recently, recognition of prior learning. I want to congratulate you, Mr. Chairman, and the board and management for that recognition. I also note from the document, when I looked at it, that you want to forge partnerships with other partners, with stakeholders, and you want to be inclusive and accessible. Inclusive to make sure that all our communities benefit from what NITA does. That is indeed very commendable. I want to assure you of the Federation of Kenya Employers' full support and the support of our members, and we look forward to working with you to enhance the skills that industry needs and the country at large. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our parent ministry, the Ministry of Labor, led by our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Florence Bore, and our PS, Mr. Shadrach Mwadime, for their support and their guidance, and seek their support as we move to the future. PS. Thank you for your support, and please continue supporting us and guiding us from time to time. Lastly, but not least, as I conclude, I want to thank the board, the management and staff of NITA, I know a lot of man-hours and time went into the making of this document. I congratulate you on the launch and wish you very well as you implement this particular plan for the next 5 years. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Buya, who is a member of our board and also a representative of the Federation of Kenya Employers. Now it's my honor to welcome the chairman of KOTU to give his remarks. He's also a member of our board. Karibu sana, Reverend.
Thank you, Tichi. Ubaya ni mimi, I think I'm the shortest around, so you can forgive me. The Principal Secretary, State Department, thank you, of Labor and Skills Development, Honorable Shedrack Mwadime, the chairman, the board chairman of NITA, Honorable Noor, the acting teacher, and the management of NITA staff, and also my fellow directors. I want to take this opportunity to join my fellow director, the senior lawyer Obuya, who is also a director from employer side, that I'm standing here to represent KOTU, although I'm a director. Dr. Atwol is also in another mission, and therefore I'm going to have to read a very brief speech to represent KOTU. First and foremost, receive solidarity greetings from the Central Organization of Trade Unions in Kenya, which is KOTU, Secretary General Dr. Francis Atwol, who would have wished to be here, but he is unable to attend this important function considering other prior arrangement functions. It is a great honor and profound privilege that I stand before you today, representing Central Organization of Trade Union, KOTU, Kenya, at this significant occasion. It is a significant occasion, the launch of the National Industrial Training Authority Strategic Plan. The establishment of NITA under the Industrial Training Amendment Act of 2011 marked a vital moment in our country's journey towards achieving excellence in industrial training. NITA's mandate to promote the highest standards in the quality and efficiency of industrial training and to ensure adequate supply of properly trained manpower and at all levels in the industry is the resonates deeply with the core mission of KOTU, Kenya. The strategies outlined in this plan are a testament to NITA's commitment, regulating industrial training and skills development in our country over the next 5 years. KOTU Kenya stands in unwavering support of NITA's strategic plan, recognizing that the success of our industries hinges in the quality and skills of our workforce. This plan, which aims to elevate industrial training and skills development, aligns perfectly with our goals of enhancing workers' rights, promoting decent work, and ensuring sustainable economic growth. By fostering a culture of continuous learning and innovation, we can prepare our workforce for the challenges and opportunities of the future. Furthermore, the collaboration between NITA and various stakeholders, including industry players, FKE, training institutions, and trade unions, is vital. This collective effort ensures that training provided is relevant, up to date, and responsive to the evolving needs of our industries. It is through such partnership that we can create a robust ecosystem for skills development, one that benefits not only the workers, but also the employers and the economy at large. Brothers and sisters, the launch of this strategic plan is a call to action. It is a call to all of us work together towards realization of skilled and competent workforce. KOTU Kenya is committed to playing its part by advocating for policies that support industrial training, by engaging in dialogue with stakeholders, and by ensuring that the voice of the workers is heard and respected in this transformative journey. In conclusion, I would like to commend the National Industrial Training Authority for its visionary leadership and dedication to improving industrial training in Kenya. Let us all embrace this strategic plan and the determination it deserves. Together, we can build a future where our industries thrive, our workers excel, and our nation prospers. Thank you, and may this strategic plan be a beacon of progress and success for Kenya. KOTU is taking this opportunity to say thank you and all the best in the implementation of this strategic plan. Thank you. Hiyo makopo kidogo sababu mimi ni mfupi hapo.
Thank you, Chairman KOTU. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the chairman of the National Industrial Training Authority Board to give us his remarks. Chairman, karibu sana. Let's give him a round of applause. Give him his call, so you have to.
Good morning. Principal Secretary, State Department of Labor and Skill Development, Hon. Shadrach Mondime, members of National Training Board present, NITA Acting Director General, Ms. Teresa Wasike, members of NITA management present, NITA staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to welcome you here today for the launching of NITA's 2023-2028 strategic plan, which provide the clear roadmap for the achievement of competitive human capital. We normally say, if we don't plan, you are planning to fail. The development of this strategic plan was based on review of authorities' performance experience from former previous strategic plan, 2018-2022. And it is a culmination of extensive consultative process among the authority staff, board of directors, and key stakeholders in the country. The authority's vision and mission are geared toward realizing its mandate by clearly identifying a strategic objective that will enhance skill development. We are aware that these goals will be achieved if we continuously align with the dynamism of our operating environment with a view of facilitating fair and competitive practices, while catalyzing the ever-evolving creativity and innovation of Kenyan public. Ladies and gentlemen, NITA has over the years continued immensely towards the development of a skilled workforce in our nation. Unwavering commitment to closing the skill gap, enhancing employability, and fostering economic growth has been the foundation of our existence. Today, we mark on a new journey, one that will shape the destiny of our authority and extension the future of our workforce. The launch of this new strategic plan signifies our wavering dedication to excellence and our ability to adapt ever-evolving skill development in industrial landscape. This plan is a result of extensive deliberation, detailed planning, invaluable input from our stakeholders, and our dedicated NITA team. On 2nd November, Honorable PS, we invited stakeholders to provide their input for this document. The plan that we have been launching today is a representation of our public need for industrial training in our country. It outlines our vision for the future and roadmap that will lead us to, with clear objective to enhance quality and relevance of our training program, expand our reach across the industry and region, and facilitate upskilling of our workforce to meet the demand of rapidly growing world. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this moment to express my deepest gratitude to tirelessly and devoted NITA's team who have poured their energy and expertise in shaping this plan. I also extend our appreciation to our partners, both within the government and private sectors, for their continued support and cooperation. Honorable peers, as NITA board, we promise to implement this strategic plan with determination and razor-sharp focus. We will harness the power of new technology, establish innovation, collaboration, and ensure NITA continue to lead the way in industrial training and workforce development. Our aim is not just to meet industrial need, but to see a new standard for excellence in skill training. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I invite you all to join us in this thrilling journey of progress and transformation together. Together, we will contribute to build a highly skilled, adaptable, and competitive workforce that will propel our nation industry and economic success to new heights. Thank you for unwavering support and commitment. It is now my honor to welcome our PS, Honorable Shadrach Mandime. Karibu.
Thank you very much. Please take your seats. The Chairman, National Industrial Training Board, the Honorable Aden Noor Ali, the Board of Directors of the National Industrial Training Board, the National Industrial Training Authority, Acting Director General Theresa Wasike, the NITA Senior Management Team, students of NITA, and other stakeholders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm here to represent the Cabinet Secretary, and I have a speech with me to read on her behalf, but I feel like having a conversation with you. I feel like speaking from my heart, if you will allow me, so that I'm not seen to be mechanical, but to speak directly to you. Is that okay? First of all, I want to thank the choir, the NITA choir, for challenging us about our patriotism. Kenya, kipenzi chetu. Hatutawacha Kenya milele. Si tumeapa namna hiyo pamoja? Hatutawacha Kenya milele. We were born here, we will live here, and even if we go abroad, we shall send back whatever we've been able to save as remittances to develop our country. We have no other nation or country to be proud of, except, ama sio namna hiyo? Iko nchi ingine? Now, I want to, first of all, speak to the board and the management, and then later on to you students, my children, because when I look at your age, you belong to the age of my children. So I'll be talking to you like a father talks to his sons and daughters. Hiyo ni sawa? Now to the management. We are launching a strategic plan. The complaints that have been there over the years is that we come up with beautiful plans, launch them with a lot of pomp and color, and then later on keep them in our shelves, you know. Beautiful booklets that we have printed with a lot of money, but then they only remain plans in our shelves. When it comes to implementation, that is where we have a major weakness in our country. And indeed, this is true from independence. Some of the papers that we developed, sessional papers, are being implemented by other countries. Rwanda is a good example. I was there just about a month ago, and I was extremely impressed with the way they are running their business there. Streets are clean. You can literally have your packed lunch along the street without any fear of eventually getting any disease. The streets are absolutely clean. The people are disciplined. They are organized. Their objective is to develop their country. And indeed, Kigali, as a city of events in Africa, as it is currently, they are leading. We used to lead as Nairobi, inviting international events from all over. Last year, they had 37 international events. For us, we only had 34. And yet, we are a strong economy within the East African region. We are losing our premier position to Rwanda as a result of sessional papers and plans that we launch, but we do not implement. Now, I've just taken a short period to go through your strategic plan. I haven't had time to go through it as much as I should as the Principal Secretary, and I want to challenge all of you to take time to go through this document, because we are going to hold the management accountable. True or not true? That is the way to go. You've told us that your core values, one is shared prosperity. It's top in the list. That you are not only training our young people to acquire skills, but these skills should be translated later on to their own prosperity. That is my assumption. Am I right, Bwana Karim? Second, you have said you are going to focus on knowledge, pass over knowledge to these young people. That you are going to encourage innovation and inclusivity. Now, let's just stop there, particularly on matters innovation. I want to take time to go through this strategic plan and truly see what you are proposing in terms of innovations. And possibly what you should have done even before was to give us a summary concerning this strategic plan so that we know the direction that you're going to take for the next 5 years. But I want to propose this. If you can have incubation hubs for these young people, management, so that after one graduates with a particular skill, you have an incubation hub for him or her where one can be able to practice his or her enterprising skills for possibly a year before we release them to our larger economy now to establish their big companies. That is the way to go. I see it happening in Europe. I see it happening in Canada. And I don't see why we cannot do the same also here in Kenya. It is not possible for a young person who has earned skills as a motor mechanic or electrical engineer or whatever other field one has undertaken to then be able to establish his enterprise. Ati tunampatia pesa kidogo aende akaanze biashara. Inawezekana kama hatutaweza kuwapatia an incubation hub somewhere where we can nurture, the enterprising skills that you need to have in order to succeed out there. Is it possible? So I want to encourage you in terms of all the campuses that you have, if you are serious about this strategic plan, that it is a plan truly to bring about a major change, that you think about having incubation hubs in all your campuses. Talking of leadership and integrity, a quality that is actually lacking in this country, and that is the reason why we're having challenges as it is currently. If it is true that you want to encourage integrity for the next 5 years, then senior management, I want to challenge you. After 1 year, so that this is not just an event, after 1 year, I want you to call for a meeting with these stakeholders. Your major stakeholders are your students, not even the external stakeholders. Have a sitting with them and tell them, look, we promised that in the next 5 years, we were to undertake ABCD. For this first year, this is what we've been able to achieve. Because I want them to ask you questions, whether that has happened or not. Hiyo ni sawa. that is integrity. Not just a question of launching some papers, some documents, and then whenever senior government operatives, pay a visit, you show them that you have a strategic plan. If it is not being implemented, it's futile for us to have this event today. And indeed, that is what has been happening in our country over time. How do you explain that the same plans we had in the 60s that were implemented in other countries, those countries were able to develop, and we are still at the same level where we were then? Those who fought for independence and took over the reins of power in the 60s had an ambition of addressing 3 ills in our society. That was poverty, ignorance, and what was the third one? Diseases. We are still there. 60 years down the line, we have not progressed as much as we should have. Lifelong learning. This is critical for you. Also as students, it's a value that you should embrace. There is no end to learning. Indeed, as we deploy you to work in countries abroad, our object is that you go get technology as it is currently out there and then bring it back home so that we can be able to produce goods of the same quality as those that are being produced by the Western European countries. So lifelong learning. I'm an example of lifelong learning. You will be surprised. With my first degree, it was easy for me to make my way up to the top echelons in government. I only needed to have a degree in governance or economics, social sciences, for me to make my way to the position of PS. But I did not stop learning. I have 3 master's degrees, and I'm pursuing a PhD. So that even after I'm through, after I'm through with my tour of duty as a public servant, I can pass over knowledge to other young people. So in essence, what I'm trying to tell you is, don't stop learning. This is a major value that you should embrace in your life. That is the only way you will eventually succeed in life and also be able to pass over knowledge to others. Efficiency. Efficiency is key. I want to ask my students here, my sons and daughters, do you think efficiency obtains in this institute, truly obtains in this institute? Tuongee mambo ya ukweli. Kuna efficiency hapa? Iko? Mnaogopa kusema kwa sababu wako hapa ni wadosi wenyu. That is key. That you have submitted, your assignment. It has been marked on time. You've submitted your exam paper. The lecturer has marked it on time, and you've known your grade. It's not just an assumed grade that you're given, because in some of our educational institutions, that has been happening. Kwamba hakuna mambo ya magendo ambayo inaendelea mwa Kenya hapa na pale, but truly there is efficiency in this institute. There is excellence in this institute. I want to challenge the management again on this. And I'm talking about these things openly because that is the only way we are going to bring about change in Kenya. This morning, the reason why I've actually come late is because I had a meeting with some of the private recruitment agencies. And they challenged me. They told me, Bwana PS, this home care training, it takes 3 weeks to begin with. And then students are examined. After that, we have to wait for 2 more weeks before we get results from these students as to whether they have performed well or not, then how long does it take for us to prepare our young people to occupy positions that are opening up, both within the Gulf region and also within the Western European countries? If just marking an exam takes 2 weeks and we have to do a follow-up even to find out whether the results have come out or not, to eventually get the certificate, it's possibly another week. So you have to wait a whole 6 weeks before you get to know whether the person you have earmarked to occupy a position abroad has passed or not. I'm challenging you very openly. That's inefficiency. And it needs to be corrected. Indeed, I promise that I'll have a meeting with you and also with NITA, hopefully by next week. And then finally, resilience, which is actually missing amongst most of us in Kenya. That you can be focused on one particular issue until you succeed. Unashikilia tu hapo hapo mpaka mwisho wake. Most of us are giving up in life because resilience is lacking. So in essence, I've challenged you, management. You have told us that this is your plan, that this is your promise. We will hold you accountable on this. I have said after a year, there is need for us to have a meeting, akamkunji, so that we can challenge you as to whether you've been able to accomplish that which you set as your work plan for year 1 or not. And I want you to assist me, young people, because I'm an old man and sometimes I forget. We must hold these people accountable at the end of 1 year. Iyo ni sawa ama sio sawa? So call for a meeting, Chairman. Is it a deal? Will you do it? Are you giving a commitment before these young people? Wacha asimame mumwone akipeana commitment yake mwenyewe. And let it be a culture that you will adopt in your institution. After 1 year, I said what? A review. What has been implemented? Year 2, another review. Year 3, another review. Year 4, another review. And then in year 5, we can then celebrate together. Sindio namna hiyo? We will hold him accountable. I know you are trying to express your feelings as much as possible. I understand. And possibly where we have gone wrong is we have not been having a dialogue with you so that you can raise those issues with us, those of us who are in top echelon positions in government, and respond to whichever query that you have. And I know your greatest frustration as it is currently is unemployment. That you will come to NITA for 2 years, 3 years, and after graduation, you cannot secure employment. But let me tell you, and this is our commitment, or rather, let me personalize it. It is my commitment as the Principal Secretary, Labor and Skills Development. I will do whatever I can to ensure that you get employment. And this is our strategy. This is our strategy. And we're extremely determined about it. We have looked at the demographics that obtain the world over. In the Western European countries, we have an aging population. And therefore, there are many job opportunities that are opening up. Possibly we have not been aggressive enough to ensure that you get those jobs, because there are people who are getting them. In Africa, we have a young population. Very, very young population. In fact, the average age in Africa is about 19 years. It's about 40 years in the Western European countries. and also some of the Gulf countries. So there are opportunities that are opening up on a daily basis. The other day, we had a meeting with the German ambassador. He told us that in their hospitality industries, their cafes and restaurants, they are only able to operate for 3 days in a week because they lack the staff, the waiters, the waitresses, the chefs, the cooks. And indeed, I can attest to that. When I went to Germany about 3 weeks ago to have a bilateral labor agreement negotiations with them, I was unable completely to get lunch. Completely. Because they told us, with my team, that if you are to order for lunch, it has to be done 2 or 3 days before. They have to get a cook to be able to prepare a meal for us. So some of us had to learn the hard way how to fast. So in essence, there are many job opportunities opening up there. But the problem that we have is we have allowed our young people to fall prey to unscrupulous recruitment agencies that take you abroad and leave you on the streets. This will no longer happen in this country. I want to give my affirmation concerning it in terms of what we have agreed on. That is the way to go. Some of those rogue recruitment agencies that have been operating, requesting you to give them 100 shillings, 200, 800, we are dealing with them in a very comprehensive way. You may have been appraised that initially we had about 1,000 PRAs. We have reduced the number to about 500 and done away with the unscrupulous ones completely. The only problem is you are not getting this information the way you are supposed to. I want to encourage all of you who are here. If you can access the National Employment Authority website, even today, you will discover that we have about 300,000 jobs ready for you. But you end up, because, you know, the media that you are most familiar with is the social media, and that is where these people get you, you know. Most of you end up in the hands of these unscrupulous recruitment agencies because they know they can easily get you there on social media. So they send out adverts, 300, 400 shillings that you have to pay as registration and what have you, but it's all lies. If you go to the National Employment Authority website, even today, you will discover that the private recruitment agencies whose status is okay are in black ink. The ones that we have vetted and found wanting, they are in red ink. Those are the ones you should avoid as much as possible. And if you see any private recruitment agency advertising on social media that is not in our list in the National Employment Authority, do not deal with them at all. Avoid them as much as possible. But these jobs are available, and this is our strategy. We want you to go and work in these Western European countries for just about 3 or 4 years. Then come back home and invest that which you've been able to save. Because there will be returns the country will gain, not only economically, but as you invest with the technology that we've been able to acquire out there, you'll also be able to employ your younger brothers and sisters. And therefore, the unemployment will gradually go down. So we're not interested in you migrating for a long period of time. No, it's short term. Then we come up with an investment package for you, possibly give you tax holidays. So that even as you invest in, you rest assured that you're going to get returns on your investment. That is what we have in mind. So when we push you to get passports and be ready to work abroad, kindly move with us at the same level and at the same speed with us, because we're extremely going to be aggressive on this issue. That is the reason why I'm meeting private recruitment agencies ever so often, so that we can guarantee you employment. Hizi shida zote mnaziona ambazo ziko kwa wakati huu ni shida ya mfuko wetu. Mtu amefika miaka 30, 35, ameshindwa kuoa kwa sababu hata akipata girlfriends watatu. I was, seeing this on TV the other day. One of the young men complaining, alipata girlfriend wa kwanza akamwacha, akapata wa pili akamtema, akapata wa tatu anamtema, because huyu jamaa hana nini kwa mfuko. So we are going to go out aggressively to address that. All that I'm calling upon you is that we sit and dialogue. We sit and discuss these issues. Let me give the last example and a plea, even concerning the finance bill. I'm an administrator, so I can face issues headlong the way they are. If you look at the budget-making process, it begins around August, the year before, with stakeholder forums continuously, with government functionaries. The statement is eventually taken to Parliament in February of the following year. But you see, we're ignorant about it. So when we call for meetings, young people assume, hii ni mambo ya serikali, wacha iendelee tu namna hiyo. I think where we are as it is currently, we must take charge of our destiny. Whenever the government brings estimates for a discussion, we must sit at that table and interrogate the estimates and see whether they are to our advantage or not. This is the only way we can cure this problem. We must sit and dialogue together. Lazima tuketi tufanye nini? Tuongee. And I strongly believe some of these issues that we've been facing will be a thing of the past. Kenya ni kipenzi chetu. Tunapenda Kenya. We want Kenya to develop. We want Kenya to be for our benefit across all age groups. Let me tell you, the resource base for this country is extremely high. If we can only work in unison and with a lot of honesty and integrity, because that is what is lacking as it is. The resource base is so high. The kind of minerals we have, I'm telling you, we have not even scratched the surface for the good of our own economy. But we must work in unison and as a team in order to realize the same. Tumeelewana? Do I need to read the Cabinet Secretary's speech anymore? Hiyo imetosha? Mungu awabariki sana.
Good afternoon. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your attention and participation so far. We have been privileged to hear an insightful keynote speech from Mr. Shadrach Mwadime, the Principal Secretary of the Ministry of Labor, Skills, Development, and Social Protection. And of course, his comprehensive overview that is given us has set a profound context for our discussions today. And I want you to look at your neighbor and tell them, let us be accountable. With more energy, let us be accountable. I will hold you accountable. All right, great. Thank you so much. So there are commitments made in our presence today, and we look forward to getting the feedback from those proceedings of the meetings. And so as we move forward, we are honored to have Mr. Shadrach Mwadime, MBS, with us once again as our chief guest for the launch of this NITA strategic plan. And this strategic plan marks a very pivotal moment even in our society today, and we are confident that this plan will pave the way for innovative initiatives and also sustainable growth in our workforce development. Yeah, so I would want to move to the next session of the program for this special moment. And so as we mark this significant milestone, we have prepared, we're going to have some very nice confetti coming up. So I'll request we're ready, we're set? Awesome. So we have a delightful surprise in store for you. So I'll request the team to join me, even as we get to the next part of the launch. Kindly join me on stage. Let's appreciate them as they join us on stage. We're going to have, Mr. Mwadimo will have the honor of cutting the ribbon, which will signify the official launch of this strategic plan. And also as a symbol of celebrations and new beginnings, we will be showered with confetti. And so I invite all of us to kindly arise on our feet. Let's all stand. And so to mark this moment even more memorable, I invite us to do a countdown, all right? So we are going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way down to 0. And then when we get to 0, that's when Mr. Mwadimo will prepare to cut the drone. Are we ready? Are we ready? If you're ready, say yes like you mean it. Are we ready? Yes. Are we ready? So ladies and gentlemen, help me in doing the countdown. Let's start from, this is a trizex. Let's see how your energy is. So from 10, 9, 8, sawa, more energy. So in, ladies and gentlemen, I'm now introducing the cutting of the ribbon. Let's start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much. Let's give a round of applause one more time as we celebrate the launch. At this point, I'd like to invite Ms. Caroline Ruto, a distinguished member of the NITB board, for the cake cutting. And yeah, we're going to take a moment to reflect on the achievements. And so please join me with a round of applause in welcoming Ms. Caroline Ruto to lead us in the cake cutting ceremony. Let's clap until she gets on stage.
You're the one. What the cake is? What the cake is? I don't know. Let me go see. Let's just say.
My 3 apples keep coming.
Sorry?
My 3 apples keep. It was coming fast.
The what?
It
was cake cutting, then gifts, and then go to bed.
we are waiting for the cake.
Okay.
Let's appreciate the choir. Amazing. So with a round warm applause, let's welcome Mr. Shadrach and his team to cut the cake. Karibuni sana.
Is there a countdown for it also?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I thought always when you see the cake, everyone becomes happy. Why aren't you smiling? Or we take the cake with us? Ah, that is better now. thank you very much. And I don't know why I was chosen PS to cut the cake today or to lead the cutting of the cake. Do you know what? Today is my birthday. Wow. So I don't know whether... so I don't know whether this is for the launch or it is meant for me. So I'm humbled. I'm privileged to be the one leading the cake, and yet it is my birthday. Thank you. So I think the cake looks so yummy, and it's looking so nice. I always believe the mixture of the cake is what makes NITA to be what it is. This is the mixture of all the departments that is in NITA. And Bwana PS, I think it is now high time that we want to taste. If this cake is sweet, that means whatever is done in NITA is the sweetest. Is it true? Yes. So we are going to tell by this cake. And I believe this cake was made by the trainees in NITA, or rather the staff in NITA. Is it? Is it? That yes is not so, it's not coming out so well. Anyway, so we want to ask the PS who is here with us, together with the chair and the directors with us, to lead us in cutting the cake so that we taste the cake, whether it is sweet. Kindly, directors, let's join in. Where is the DG? DG. We are cutting the cake. So is there a song for the cake, or we just... Yes. PS, directors, and the management who are here with us. The PS is the one serving us. We are humbled.
Sweet,
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please help me, join me in welcoming and appreciating the cake process and wishing Ms. Caroline a happy birthday. Let's appreciate the cake. Come on, let's give a round of applause for the cake. I believe everybody has gotten a piece. And so as we continue our program, we now look forward to a special session where we are going to express gratitude to individuals who have played pivotal roles in our journey towards advancing skills and development and vocational training in Kenya. So we are delighted to introduce our esteemed guest on stage who will be getting tokens of appreciation. I welcome Ms. Elvina Osodo, the Manager of Supply Chain at NITA, to hand over the gift to the chairman of the NITA board to gift the PS Ministry of Labor, Skills Development and Social Protection.
Good afternoon, colleagues. I want to ride on the protocols that have already been observed, and mine will be very simple: to gift our guests and to appreciate them for their presence with us today. So I'll go straight to the gifting. And I want to thank the PS so much for allowing himself and taking off his very busy schedule to come and be with us for the successful launch of this. And therefore, PS, it is my pleasure and it is our pleasure to have this gift as a sign of your presence here today. Thank you so very much, and may God bless you. Chair, please hand it over. Thank you. A gift. We shall also gift our chairman for enabling us an environment to be here today and facilitating this journey from the day we started up to today. We believe, Chair, that we have the capability, the skills and the experience to attain the skiller as it appears in our strategic plan. Asante sana. Madam, kindly. Thank you very much. I'm done with my duty for the day. Asanteni.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, let's appreciate Ms. Elvina for leading us through the gifting process. And so as we reflect on the achievements celebrated today, it is my pleasure to introduce the next segment, the vote of thanks. So this is an opportunity for us to express our gratitude to all who have been present in today's event and made it possible as we continue to support NITA. So I'm pleased to invite Ms. Caroline Ruto, a member of the NITA NITB, to give the vote of thanks. Karibu.
Thank you very much. Is it possible you sit, or you're tired?
Jésus Seigneur. Amen.
Hello. Thank you very much. First, on behalf of NITA, I want to take this opportunity to sincerely thank each one of us who is seated here today to realize the launch of the strategic plan 2024-2028. First and foremost, we want to thank God for giving us the time, or for giving us the life, and for enabling us to be here today, because I know that was his doings. Two, we also want to thank our Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Florence Bore, in absentia, represented by the very able PS who is here with us today, for the continued support that she's always supporting NITA in each and every aspect that when need be. Besides their very busy schedule, they are always there for NITA. We really appreciate. Kindly take our gratitude to her. We also want to thank our very own Principal Secretary, Honorable Shadrach Mwadime, for creating time. I know yesterday he was very far, but because of the love that he has for NITA, he came, and also I heard him telling the chair that he had another meeting, and he has another meeting. Thank you so much, sir, for coming, joining us in this launch for the strategic plan. May God bless you always, as you always stand with us in NITA. Thank you so much. Also want to thank the board directors of NITA, led by our Honorable Ada Nur, for the very supportive leadership that is always given unto us. Thank you so much. I know when we were coming up with this strategic plan, we all participated. And during the scrutiny in it really led us, and we met several times. And thank you, directors, for your time. I know most of them have very busy schedules, but because of the commitment that they have, they've given a bit of their time to come and stand with NITA, and that shows commitment. Thank you so much, and may God bless all of us. You also want to extend the same gratitude to our esteemed partners. We have guests amongst us, we have partners, and also the planning committee who are here with us today. Thank you so much. I think we can all attest that the function has been very successful, and it is because of the leadership through our acting DG, Madam Teresa. Thank you so much for the committee that you really well planned for this. And to our visitors, thank you so much and feel appreciated. We also want to thank our dedicated employees of NITA. We also have amongst us who was termed as our sons and daughters, who are the trainees who are amongst us. Thank you, and continue maintaining the discipline that you have, so that when you get out there, they say this discipline was as a result of the training that is in NITA. Please, we pray for you, and we know God will uplift you, and we've been even promised by our dad, that is our PS, that he will do what he can to see that you all get employment. So thank you for that. And to each and every person who is here, and also thank you for the love that you had for me, for the cake, even the singing. Thank you for the choir. I want to believe this is NITA choir. Is it NITA choir? Yes. Where have you been? We've never heard you sing like this, especially the leader. Congratulations. This is a great, it is a great team. I think PS, they need to be more exposed. They need to come up. The voices that you have is out of this world. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, what I just want to insist on, or just want to emphasize, is on the issue of the words of our PS that he mentioned of the follow-ups or the review each and every year for the strategic plan. I don't know whether it is only me who got that, but please, as a person, ask yourself, what is this that I'm going to change, or what is this that I'm going to do to improve? Or rather, the strategic plan that we are launching today is not only in black and white, but we are going to implement to the latter and improve and take NITA to the next level. Otherwise, may God bless all of us. As we depart from this place, I'm sure we are all going to do what it takes and be a supervisor on your own. Don't wait for anyone to supervise you or to see that the strategic plan is implemented. Please, let's take NITA to the next level. Otherwise, God bless all of us. And if I have not mentioned your name, kindly feel appreciated. Everyone played a role. Thank you so much, and God bless us. Asanteni sana.
All right, let's appreciate Caroline one more time for the nice vote of thanks. Yes, so as you conclude this momentous event, I'll invite us for a final activity. We are going to have a group photo outside, but before that, immediately after the group photo, we are going to have a media briefing, so I kindly request all media representatives to gather the designated area where our corporate communications team will lead us with the updates and proceedings. And if you have any questions regarding today's proceedings, feel free to reach out to them as they give us information on the future initiatives of NITA. After that, we will be going for lunch, so please don't rush for lunch. Let's have the group photo first. After the group photo, we'll have the media briefing, proceeded with the lunch. So ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure being your master of ceremonies for the day. My name is Charity Mbive. Yeah, so it's been a pleasure being your MC for the day. I'll kindly request the guests, our guests to leave, and then we'll arise as they leave, and then we'll proceed to the group photo. Thank you. So just 1 second. Whatever starts with prayer ends with prayer, right? So we're going to receive prayers from you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let us pray. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the world. Most gracious, most merciful, the master of the day of judgment, you alone we worship. You alone we seek for guidance. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you have bestowed your favors, not the path of those who have gone astray. Amen.
Thank you.